You guys really blew up my Supa Strikas video, and I had a lot of comments telling me to make more. So that had me thinking, we've all seen Supa Strikas, we all know Shakes is a superstar, but how did it all happen? What was it like before he became a superstar? How did Shakes become, well, Shakes? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and only proper answer to all of those questions. Supa Strikas Rookie Season. Rookie Season is a Supa Strikas prequel about Shakes' journey from playing for his local team to joining the best team in the world, Real Madrid. Nah, I'm kidding. Supa Strikas. Alright, let's begin. So the first episode begins in Cosmos universe. Ninja's on the ball and he's about to take Northstraw in a 1v1, but we can already see from his facial expression that this guy has no confidence. Inside foot to the right and Northstraw makes the tackle. Long ball to Rasta, chest, Rocketta around this guy. The cameraman takes a sip of a drink and pans to Shakes. And Shakes is on some, now Rasta, pass it now. And I swear, dancing Rasta has a Sharingan because every time I see him on the ball, he's always looking up. On his right, Mitoma's making a run and wow, look at how he dusted that fullback. He's barely in the frame. Twisting Tiger? Nah, call him Heung-min Son. Rasta plays the pass and you already know what's coming. Spin Jitsu! The cameraman pans to Shakes and he's like, now Tiger, now! Tiger makes the cross and the cross flies to automatic. What? Where is Shakes? Shakes is at home watching Supa Strikas on TV, boy. Yeah, look at him. He's just like us. And then we learned that Supa Strikas were actually dominating this game but were unable to score because this Nkomo over here was messing up all the chances. He's legit moving like Darwin Nunes. That's why on the next play, El Matador really got the ball, looked at him but really said, nah, I'll do this myself.
Messi, encara 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 Messi, gol, 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 El Matador has just leveled the game 1-1. Shakes' mom is here, so he turns off the TV, gets his iPad and pretends he's looking for a job online. She gives him a speech about the 4 fundamentals of football that his father taught him, and then she calls him downstairs for a family meeting. And this is basically what happened in the family meeting. Shakes, 10 years ago, your father died and will forever be in our memory, but you and your little sister are the future of this family. Shakes, you are incredibly gifted academically. You graduated school at 16, but that was 4 months ago. So now it's time you get a real job, Shakes. I am broke and cannot keep sustaining this family. You need to get a job and help me out. And then Shakes basically just said, you know what, mommy, you are absolutely correct. In fact, Spencer and I are gonna go look for a job right now. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching the show, that sounded legit. I legit thought he was going to go look for a job, but nah, that was bullcrap. Shakes and Spencer actually didn't leave to go look for a job. They just left for practice. So they get to the training ground and is that who I think it is? Ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm that your eyes are not deceiving you. This is in fact Shakes' invincible United rival, Skarra. What? Yes, you heard and saw that correctly. Shakes and Skarra are homeboys for real. Like, they even got this deadly duo thing going on where Shakes makes the plays and Skarra scores the goals. They play a mini game in preparation for their upcoming game on Saturday, and oh my, Shakes and Skarra are cooking. Skarra's on the ball, drag back, Shibobo on this guy, shoots, top corner, golazo. And having Spencer as the goalie really reminded me of school football. Like, we just be putting the fattest kids as keeper. And worst thing is, they were always the best keepers. Shakes and Skarra have top tier chemistry. They are all green links. They are moving like if Ronaldo and Messi were on the same team. That's how broken they are. But there is only one problem. In front of goal, this man Skarra is the most selfish nigga on planet Earth. They finally finish with their training session and then Skarra receives a message that apparently a Super League agent is going to be at their next match on Saturday. Man, what an opportunity. Just imagine you're playing for your local team and then one day you just get a message, Jiggy, Pep Guardiola's coming to scout for players in your next game. Like, sign me up, man. He won't be disappointed. Everyone is hyped, but they really just hyped for Skarra, man. They don't really believe in Shakes like that. Like, they really like, whoa, Skarra, this could be you. And then they look at Shakes and be like, oh yeah, you too, Shake. You also have a pretty good chance, you know. Like, it was so bad that even Shakes himself didn't believe in himself. He believed in Skarra. Like, it literally took Spencer to convince him that, bro, you also have a chance. Skarra invites Shakes for pizza, but Shakes respectfully declines because, like, he finally got the motivation he needed to start training. Spencer uses a lost Supa Strikas training program to create his own like knockoff version of it, all because he's trying to help his homeboy Shakes perform when the Super League agent is scouting on Saturday. Man, Spencer's really that best friend we all need in life, man. Like, anytime Shakes is in need of help, he's always there. Invincible United are cheating? Call Spencer. Technically and Tony Vern are cheating again? Call Spencer. You're taking a crap and you realize the toilet paper roll is finished? Call Spencer.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But little do Shakes and Skarra know, somebody's watching them. Spoiler alert, it's Skarra. I just had to say it. Anyways, so this training program consists of 4 fundamental parts: skills, training, strategy, and teamwork. But Spencer was missing a piece of that program, so he wasn't able to build a teamwork part of this training drill. Shakes goes through a training montage, and obviously at first he was flopping because duh, it's his first time. After enough trial and failure, Shakes goes for it one more time, and this time he's doing quite well. Even though he's missing a bit, but he's getting through. He got through the skills part, but for some reason Skarra decided to snitch at him and call the security guard. Now it's time for the training part, and my guy Shakes is on a roll because he beats this level as well. But now it's time for his biggest challenge yet: strategy. Shakes improvises, jumps on a crane around the obstacle, and mid-air he jumps off the crane, spins, manifests the zone, bicycle kick, goal. Oh my days, anything's possible. Anything's possible. The security guard catches them lacking and chases them out, so they jump over the fence and get out of there. So they get back home and Shakes is grounded. What? Yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking. Why is Shakes grounded? Well, that's kind of my fault. You see, Shakes' little sister had a presentation to do at school, which Shakes was supposed to attend, but obviously he forgot to attend. His sister does not have a problem with that, but his mom does, and because of that, he is grounded. Fast forward a few hours, it's Saturday, and Shakes is trying, like, I'm starting to get tired of this woman, like, just let my boy play his football match, like, come on. But when all hope was lost, his sister came in clutch, and she rose a really good point. She basically asked their mom that as a family, isn't it the right thing to be supportive of Shakes' dreams? The mom was speechless. And then Skarra adds on that there's gonna be a Super League scout in the match, and Shakes has a really good chance at being chosen. His mom still didn't want to let him. If he impresses the scout, he becomes a professional footballer, and if he doesn't, he quits football and finds another job, I guess. Shakes and Skarra leave, but instead of going for the match, they go for something called the Super League experience. They obviously both participate in this Super League experience, and turns out this thing is basically like Ready Player One, but then for the Premier League. Spencer and Nandi finally arrive to the game, and do you see that in the background? That is not Nigeria or Kenya. That is 100% Soweto in South Africa. So next time someone comes in my comment section and says that this show is Kenyan or Nigerian, no, it's not. It's South African. So the cameraman cuts to Shakes and Skarra, and these men are cooking. Shakes does a Skarra explains to the invigilator that him and Shakes have got to go. They have a match to attend. But because Shakes was so close to beating the high score, she didn't want to let him go. She promised to let Shakes go as soon as he beat the high score and even drive him to the match herself. Shakes is running away from the invigilator, but lucky for him, he bumps into Spencer, who was using Skarra's farm. The cameraman cuts to Skarra, and he is doing not bad. He's just not scoring. That's the only problem. Shakes finally makes it to the match, and turns out there is no Super League scout. Or is there? So the game, these two are really moving like Ronaldo and Ozil in that one season. Skarra's on the ball, drag back, fake pass to Shakes, making it an easy tap in. Shakes' mom is here and this L is smiling at him. Cut the crap, nigga, we all know you're not supportive of him. Shakes looks to the crowd and sees the Super League. Shakes gets the ball, dribble past players and begins having flashbacks. A bunch of moves get to his head and he chooses the one, but the ref blows and the game is over. So they get back to the locker room, and guess who got an invitation for a trial at Strikerland? Not Shakes, Skarra. Unfortunately, everybody's gone home, but guess who stayed behind to take some shots? The GOAT, Shakes. He is furious. He is angry, sad, happy, everything at the same time. But do you know who else stayed behind? My mom. Oh, nah, I'm kidding. It was the Super League agent, Coach. And fast forward a few days, and it's time for the trials. Trial day at Strikerland. And why does Strikerland low-key look like that one stadium I'd always create in Dream League Soccer, even though I knew I'd never have the funds to buy it? So here's how the trial is going to work. This trial is gonna be based on the 4 fundamentals of football: skills, training, strategy, and obviously teamwork. and the first fundamental they were being tested on was skills. So basically what they have to do is try and get the ball past North Shore. If you manage to get past him, you get a plus point, and after all 4 fundamentals are assessed, whoever has the most points is going to be selected and basically be the trial winner. So the first person to go was this guy, but wait, I remember this guy. He was there in Shakes and Skarra's game, man. But anyways, that didn't stop him from getting absolutely clamped by North Shore. And up next is my boy Shakes. Come on Shakes, I believe in you. Come on Shakes, you got this. Oh, everybody else including Skarra has a turn and they all fail except this wannabe dancing Rasta. This guy actually manages to jiggle past North Shore and make it past the 2 cones, and with that he becomes the #1 person on the leaderboard. The second fundamental they're going to be tested on is teamwork. So basically what they have to do is set up El Matador in order for him to score a goal. That wannabe dancing Rasta goes first, but fortunately he fails. And next up is Shakes, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but Shakes has basically been doing this throughout the entire show. He's been setting up Skarra this whole time, so I think he has a really good chance at impressing at this one. So Shakes has the ball and Neymar. He plays the ball to El Matador, he shoots, golazo. Now it's Skarra's turn and he's also trying to impress. He gets the ball, does a flick up, kicks it long to El Matador, but he just doesn't have that Kevin De Bruyne in him. And the final skill, goal scoring. What? Yeah, they kind of pull this one out their butt, but you know, it makes sense since they're looking for a striker, you know. But I thought it would be strategy because the 4 fundamentals. And look, this bomb Skarra just pushed Shakes into action, like come on man. And because of that, Shakes ended up flopping. Bro, this nigga's beginning to show his true nature, man. Next is wannabe dancing Rasta. He flopped, and obviously Skarra nailed this drill, but then give props to this purple guy because he scored a side volley. Oh my days, I gotta give him props. That was tough. That was tough. And with that, the first person to get eliminated was the Jamaican uncle himself, wannabe dancing Rasta. And with only 3 of them left, the next thing they were being tested on was physical attributes, strength and endurance. Oh yeah, and also speed. Shakes was struggling with the strength test, but when it came to speed, my man was the GOAT. He was keeping up with Twisting Tiger. Skarra was stronger and just as fast, but he lacked stamina. And the other dude, he didn't really have a chance. And with that, the purple dude was eliminated, leaving out with 2 contenders. And listen to this.
Thanks, coach. It was an honor just to participate. Participate my butt! I wanted to win!
And the final fundamental they're going to be tested on is finally strategy. And how are they gonna do that, you may ask? God dang mowlawning. What? What the hell? What the helly? Lawn mowing? What? Are we talking about the same lawn mowing? Nah, there is no way, right? Yeah, there is every single way. This is Supa Strikas. So they begin mowing and these guys are giving it their best, like putting their sweat and blood into it. Look at their face, veins popping out and everything. And the moment Shakes thought he overtook Skarra, he looked to his right and he saw no one. Then this man Skarra took out a goddamn power mower. Oh my days. This man Skarra is really an L for real. He's not even trying to give Shakes a chance. And obviously because of the power mower, Shakes lost by a long shot. But luckily for Shakes, coach says he needs more time. Basically, he doesn't know who to pick. But that really got me thinking. Coach is the man in charge. And since he likes them both, why doesn't he just take the 2 of them? Like, what's stopping him from doing that? They send them both on a train and tell them to await further instructions. And you will never believe this. In the train, they meet the guys. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. Where is the train going? Well, we don't know. But all we know is that apparently there is another train heading straight towards their train. Everybody's panicking. Rasta pulls the emergency brake, but they don't work. Everyone's panicking, but Dancing Rasta, being the GOAT captain that he is, said, nah, we ain't dying today. He took the ball, hit it straight to this handle, whatever you call it. It changed the route of the rails and they barely escaped this. Yo, Dancing Rasta's the GOAT. Definitely my favorite Jamaican uncle. They look at the GPS and they're heading straight to a dead end. And we thought it was finished. Nah, job finished? I don't think so. Rasta gets the emergency brake, wraps it around the ball, kicks the ball, and it wraps around a convenient stick that was just kind of just standing there, just like that. And just as they reach the dead end, that rope somehow holds the entire train and the Supa Strikas that are inside it. Hey, no way. But the train is balanced between life and death. It shakes Skarra or Dancing Rasta move, the other guys die. Whole time I'm sitting there like, bro, isn't this thing supposed to be about soccer, football? What, like, what's going on here? Gents are sitting between life and death right now. What? Skarra begins to panic and runs out, essentially leaving them for dead, even Shakes. He quickly regrets this when he sees Shakes falling. He's like, no, what have I done? Shakes! You know, Shakes covered his eyes, but when he opened them, it turns out this was actually all fake. It was just a test. They were basically just testing them to see who's gonna be most loyal to the team and who is more Supa Strikas material, you know. And by that premise, Shakes won. The cameraman cuts to Skarra and this man is straight tweaking. He's on some, what the hell, coach? You're telling me that was a test? Nah, what kind of test is that? I was better than Shakes in almost everything. Which, by the way, that is true because if you check the rankings, he was #1. And coach just hit him with the, yeah, what you're saying is true, but you're not Supa Strikas material. But Shakes is, and then he stormed off. The train stops and the Supa Strikas team along with Shakes are going out to meet the fans. And Shakes, he is having it lit, man. The fans love him. They all congratulating him for being so young. 16 years of age. Oh, he's so young. Oh, he's really moving like Lamine Yamal. He's really out here FaceTiming his family, telling them about how he made the team and all. Man, this is so wholesome, man. It almost brought a tear to my eyes. I love myself some happy endings. Fast forward a few days and it is finally time for Shakes' debut. Well, obviously, since it's Shakes' first game, he's gonna start on the bench. This video is 20 minutes long, so please show me some love and like the video, subscribe. You don't know how much time this took me, you know. So